I'm glad you're here, Dominic. I want to introduce everybody, kind of give them a little backstory. Dominic Hanger, outside linebacker, or what are you, middle linebacker?
Yeah, inside linebacker.
Inside linebacker. So just a little history on that. I've known Dominic since what? First grade?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, you played when I had a youth football team called the Rams. It was you, it was your brother, and I thought I was going to get the third one, man, but we disbanded before all that happened. Yeah. But, I mean, I've known you, man. I feel like just watching you grow up over the years. I mean, you played at Chandler, you went to U of A. Well, not went. You're still there now. So it's like I've known you and I've, like, watched you grow over the years. And, like, when I saw you for the first time, I hadn't seen you, guys, probably been a couple years. So when I first saw you down at U of A, my first thing was like, damn, because as an old dude, I remember Lil Dom. I remember Lil Dom. And it was like, no, I'm not Lil Dom no more.
Yeah, it's crazy going through all that stuff, like reconnecting with Deuce back at U of A, like being rivals in high school. Yeah. That a little fun. So it's been real cool just to like reconnect back up.
Yeah, absolutely. So since you talked about Chandler, like I'm just because I know for us, he chose to go to Hamilton because that was like where he grew up. Like, what made you choose like going to Chandler over Hamilton or any other schools around here?
So other than my brother going there, before that, like we'd always go to the Chandler game to see like Bryce Perkins, Chase Lucas, all them like. And be like, dang, like I want to do that. Yeah. Like on that, like the field looked real nice. Like the fans were super supportive. Like people love Chandler football like a lot. So, that too. Like it just sounded like a fun time. And all my friends went there too from youth ball. So,
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean because Deuce was the same way with Hamilton. It was like his sister went there, she did Palm, but it was like we would go to all the games and be a part of that atmosphere. And so he would see it and he was always just like, I'm going to Hamilton, which for me, I was like, cool, that's what we're zoned for. But, when it came time to make that decision, it was, we come fresh off our suspension, so we're dealing with all that nonsense. And it was like, man, are you sure you really want to go here versus going to Chandler? He's like, nah, Dad, I've always wanted to go to Hamilton. So, he stuck with that. So now you're a year behind Deuce, or you saying, you're a year. So his senior year was your junior year. Yeah. And so I'm trying to remember, like, so you were playing JV his junior year, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, that was when y'all beat us out there at Desert Vista, man. Yeah. Dude, that hurt so bad, man. Were you at the game?
Yeah, I got pulled up. I was on kickoff and stuff, but I didn't really contribute that much.
No, you were out there though, man.
Out there though, like it was crazy. Like that was probably one of the craziest like atmospheres like in high school I ever played in.
Yeah, it was great though. I remember because I never played for one in high school, so that was always something I wanted to do. It's like, hey man, I really want you to play for a championship. So when we played, I'm like, because the earlier that season y'all whooped our butt too. It was like Geico Bowl.
Yeah. I remember that.
I was like, man, I'd rather get whooped like that than to lose by like 3 points because when you get beat by 3 touchdowns, like, dude, you're clearly better than us. Yeah. And so when we got the opportunity to see y'all again, man, I was just like, oh, this is great. We get a championship. We gonna beat them. Man, when we lost that game, bro, that hurt so bad. All that blue came rushing on the field.
Yeah.
How exciting was that for you, though, to be a part of that?
Yeah, well, it was crazy because that was me and my brother's last game together. So we went through, like, that whole season, like, last home game, and then it got to the last game. It's like, dang, like, I played with him, with you guys and all that. So just, like, after the game, like, all the pictures and stuff, like, just like great memories and stuff.
Did you cry?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm like you over there acting tough.
Because he was on there for the last play on that kick, and like just seeing him out there, like I saw him celebrate, like throw his helmet up, and I was like, dang, like that's so cool. Like
I was happy for you guys, man, because I knew a lot of kids over there. Growing up, we all played in the same football leagues.
Small world.
Yeah, it's a very small football world, and it was like, man, I was happy for you guys, but I remember like Deuce coming to the fence, man, and y'all were crying like tears of joy. You were like, man, that's my brother. I'm not going to see him. I'm not going to play with him no more. It was like Deuce was just like, what else could I have done? And I was like, oh, that hurt me so bad, man.
Yeah, well, I know how he feels because we lost my junior year. We lost in the state championship to Saguaro. Yes. It was just by a couple points too, like 5 points. So, I know how he felt like coming to the sidelines, like seeing my parents. I was just that feel. I know that feeling, that look on your face, like, really, what more could I have done?
Right, it's like, and as a parent, you feel lost because it's like, you went out there and you played your ass off, man.
Yeah.
You did everything that was asked of you. You left it on the field, and it's like when you lose, man, it's like you don't even know what to say to the kid. Like, you don't have words for him, man.
Yeah.
It just hurts.
Yeah, I mean, because anything my mom said, I really didn't pay much attention to. I just like thinking like it was just a game replaying in my head, you know. So it's like something tough. And even like this last Sunday, I coached little kids in the championship. We lost too.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Mom. Come on, man. We were winners when you were little.
I know. But we went up against a good team, and like I got them all ready to go. And after they lost, they were playing all hard, and I don't know. It's just like you can't really say much to them because they're just so like I don't know.
So lost, man. Like. So now, I mean, so you're coaching little kids. So that's great. I love that because I know how it was for me, man. It was a growing experience with you guys. It was like I started out in the beginning. It's like, okay, so it's got to be NFL. Then it's like these are little babies. Like you gotta kind of cater to what they do. So you spend so much time with them. You're invested with them. It's just like they become like your kids. So talk about that.
Yeah. So we started. It was like 9 weeks ago, and I was a little like. Once they gave me second grade, I was kind of wanting to get with the older kids, early, but I was like second grade, I wonder what can I do with that. And I really just started like fundamentally, like, just the little things, that they find fun. So I started doing little drills, just like getting to know them. And it kind of like grew on me a little bit, like every week I was kind of getting excited to see them, have a good time. And, I just like seeing the look on their faces, like when they're scoring touchdowns and like celebrating, I don't know, it's just like full circle. And like my dad came down and watched, and he was like, hey, this was when I was coaching you in second grade. And I was like, dang, like it's crazy, how fast like time really flies.
It does. It really does. Because like I said at the beginning, man, I remember little Dom like just trying to explain like, hey, this is where you need to go on the blitz, and you'd be running around because you were always younger than everybody else, so you always played with your brother, which was great. And I was like, God, I got to figure out how to get him on the field. And I was like, you're just going to be a blitzing linebacker. Just go. Whatever you see, just go get it. And it's like there'd be times where you just be standing there, and I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. So I know you deal with that out there, man.
Oh,
That's great. That's great. So y'all lost.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say to them when they lose like that? What did you say to them? What was your speech?
I say, you guys played hard, like you did all you could, like kind of had a great season, like you did all you could. Like, I mean, we played that team, Noah Fafita, it was his team, and they haven't lost in like 3 years. Oh, so
when you take over, you got a lot of pressure on you.
They lost to him last year in the championship too, and I was like, just do all you can, just do your job, and like, however it works out, it works out. And at the end, it was like, I don't know. They were excited though. They were happy because they put up like no points against them last time. So we put up like 30.
Oh, wow.
And so they were like excited about that. So they weren't too sad. So it was fun though.
Was Noah out there coaching?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so then let me ask you this, because I know how it is for me. You're going against your teammate. You're going against, y'all are teammates, but it's like, I want to beat him. Do you feel like you get caught up in that sometimes?
Yeah, a little time. Sometimes I did, and I have to take a step back and be like, let me relax. Let me relax a little bit. Yeah. So it definitely got competitive because. I mean, you be talking in the locker room, like, just like shooting the shit sometimes. Just like, oh, yeah, I beat you last Sunday. Like, it's nothing crazy, but, it's just a little quick jab here and there. So, I know. It gets fun. It gets fun, though.
Yeah, I know. So, now, when you were at Chandler and you're playing, like, when you started deciding, like, where you wanted to go to school, like, what were your deciding factors? Like, what made you want to choose U of A over some other schools? Yeah,
so, I really wanted to go to U of A because my parents went there, all that, and I always grew up going to the games, Okay. So, but I wanted to be, like, close to home, but I also wanted to go to a school in Colorado, northern Colorado.
Okay, yeah.
Because I have a lot of family out there too, and like part of me wanted to, get away from Arizona and start something new.
Yeah.
But then I think the deciding factor was just it's a good enough way, like an hour and a half from Tucson, so like it's far enough from home, but it's also close enough, like I can come down whenever. So
you get homesick.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I get that because that was kind of my deciding factor to going to Chapel Hill. Was like, hour and a half, 2 hours from home. You're far enough away from home where you feel like you're on your own, but you can still see that life preserver. If you need to come home, be like, I just missed you a little bit and I wanted to see you.
No, yeah, for sure.
So like when you came there, that was what? Fish's second year there.
Yeah.
Like how much did he play in like getting you there, getting you to come there, or was it just strictly about the school and your parents?
No, yeah, he played a good part. He had a good message. Like he really promoted like the family culture, and like coming from Chandler, like it's all about Ohana family.
Yeah.
It was sort of the same message I saw in a lot of former Chandler players went there, like Gunner and Malik. I don't know if Malik was there at the time. Isaiah Johnson. A lot of people were over there. So they kind of said like, it's the same type of feeling. So I was kind of bought in on that for sure.
It was a little different. Like for us, when Deuce decided to go, it was like, hearing what the message, like you said, like you came from Chandler where you had that kind of that family environment with the whole like Polynesian, and so it was like for you that was an easy transfer from Chandler to there. But for us coming from Hamilton, you don't have that. It's a little bit different. So that was like one of the first things that I noticed when I got there. I was like, wow, there's a huge Polynesian influence here. But Deuce loved it, and so it was just like something that he really felt comfortable with too. And so it was like, you know what, I think this is a place for you. And it was kind of a similar thing with it's close enough to home where you're not going to be down here every day checking on me, bugging me. But if things go wrong, I got somewhere I can run home to. Because, he had a couple times where he came home and I'm like, what are you doing here? And he's like, no, I just came home. Yeah, right. What's going on? And then he'd be like, okay. And then he'd tell me what's going on. I'm like, because you don't come home for nothing. So like, now this is, and like I talked to you earlier, whatever, you don't want to edit out anything, but when you got that message, we were talking about it earlier about the whole like Fish thing, and when he left, and when he left to go to Washington, like how did that affect you? Like, emotionally, how did you feel? Did you feel like betrayed? Did you feel like, oh, I get it? Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, so at first I was like, dang, like all the stuff he was talking about, like he was just talking about like winning a national championship, and then the next day he's gone, you know? So, after that, it took a little bit for me and my teammates to kind of just like, I don't know, really like reflect on it and like get it from his perspective. Like really like if you were him, like getting all that offered over there, like it was really a better offer. So we were kind of just like respective of that at the end of the day. So and just moved on to the next. But it did, like at first, everyone's like, oh, transfer, like where am I going to go? And it's different for everybody. I know.
Absolutely.
So for me, it was like, do I really have? Is there something better out there? Like really for me, like I haven't played at all. Like, I just got scout team tape. Like there's not much like out there for me other than like compared to someone who's like played a full season. Got film, got the stats. So at the end of the day, I just took a step back. I was like, I'm gonna see where this goes, and I think it'll be better for me to stay here. So,
Was that something like you went over with your family? Because I know for us, when we did that, Deuce called, and, I can say it because he's not here. He was in a panic. Like, he was just like, these are the guys that brought me in. I came here because of this, and now they're gone. Like, how much did your family play into that? Because I know for us, it was a stressful time.
Yeah. Well, they also, they're a big part. They also, told me, they'll respect whatever I do, but they gave me their own 2 cents of really like stay and wait. Don't be so like rushed to just find something else. Like it's not, the grass isn't always greener. For some people. So they're like for you, it might be better just to stay and see what happens. So.
That's good though, man. Because like I said, it was just so much going on at that time, and you guys coming off a 10-3, you coming off a bowl game. It was just the expectations were through the roof. I'm looking forward to next season, and I'm looking forward to all these things, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're hit with this like, whoa, what's going on? And now you're left scrambling because you're like, what do I do? How do I handle this as a parent? I got to talk my kid through this. I got to help my kid with that. Like, did you talk to any teammates, like to just say like, hey, get a vibe of what are you guys thinking?
Yeah. So, actually, like the way, where Deuce, we live like right next to each other. So
I know about that apartment complex. Good God.
Yeah, the little townhome. So everyone always comes over to our house. So after we found out, everyone just started like naturally just coming in, and like we were all sitting around and talking, and like a while it was kind of 50-50 on who's wanting to leave and who's wanting to stay, and we were all like getting like bouncing ideas off each other, like trying to see where everyone's at, and like I think everyone was like kind of like with the same idea at the end of the day, like stick around, like just wait till they see like who the new guy is, like wait till you find a little bit out. So, I think we all like, I think that was a big part, like all of us coming together, because it was all of us freshmen that just got here in like the summer. Yeah. So we were all like in the same boat kind of. So I think that was like a big part, just keeping everyone there.
See, that's my big thing is like, and I'm glad you said that, because it gives people a perspective that they don't know about, because, we were talking earlier, the fans are just, it's all about my team, and they don't understand when this stuff happens, like it's a ripple effect through the entire team. And now these young men who are 19, 20 years old have to make these huge life-changing decisions. And so to hear you talk about how you guys came together, you discussed it. It's like, okay, I get it. You're a sophomore. You're a junior. You've got tape. It wasn't just, I'm just gonna go out and I don't care and I'm just gonna jump in the portal. It was like you actually gave it some thought, which is awesome, man.
No, yeah, there's a lot more thought than like just all the fan sees the decision, not the thought that goes into it. So there's a lot of thought and a lot of like emotion behind it. So I think there's more to it than what people think, for sure.
Absolutely, man. I mean, they don't understand what you guys go through, and it's like I've been through it, I've seen it, and we're as parents of football players, you're behind the scenes and you see the emotional toll. You see your kids coming home and they have tears in their eyes because they don't know. Like you're asking me to make this huge life-changing decision. I'm 19 years old. Like this is way too much. So it for us it was like we did the same thing. Deuce talked and we talked to him on the phone. It was me and his mom. We discussed things, and it was like, let's play it out, man. Let's see who they bring in. Go talk to them. How do you feel about the conversations? Like, get a feel of what's going on before you jump out there and make, any crazy decisions. So, like, was a part of, like, your decision-making process when the new coaches got there, were you like, okay, let me talk to them? And how much did they make you feel like, okay, I'm making the right decision by staying?
Yeah, so I talked to him, and he was more of like, just like, wait, let me, like, trust the process. Let me build this staff together. Let me put all the pieces to the puzzle together, and like, if you don't like it, then you're free to go. But I'm like, more chance than not, you will like it, and just preaching like, just trust the process. That was really it. So I mean, that's really all you can do at that point. Like, you just get there. You got a whole team of you coming, like a whole team of players coming at you, like within a week, trying to ask questions. So you can only say so much. Like you don't want to promise people everything, because then
you're a liar. You look like a liar. Yeah. So I mean that's good, because it's a process you have to go through. It's like, is transferring best for me? And that's what I'm so glad you brought that up, because there's so many sides of it. And I've had people on here and we've gotten into heated debates where some people love the transfer portal and NIL, whereas I'm kind of like, I don't know. And it's like, is this the best thing? And so, like, for us and with our family, it was, it's finally finalized. Everything's done. So you're talking about almost 2 months of just going through all this, like, the first month trying to figure out what you want to do. Is this the best decision? You try to reach out to people and get their opinion and what you think, and people who've been through it, and you just try to build this big nest and try to figure out, is this what I want to do? Because it is scary. I mean, it's a huge decision to make. And so, I mean, I'm happy for you, man. Like, okay. So are you looking forward to spring practice?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're starting up, I think, 2 weeks after we get back. Okay. So, yeah, I'm super excited. Like, I know, like, no more surprises. Like, wait, like, don't know what's coming. Like, I know what I'm doing. So, I'm all ready to go.
That's good. That's excited, good, man. Because spring practice is huge, man. I remember, that's when I felt like I got the best. Like, during the season, and if you don't agree, please, I jump in. But I just felt like during the season, you can't really get as good or make the strides that you want to, because you're like, okay, I can't lift as hard. I can't do the things that I can do during spring ball. And spring ball for me, after I was redshirted, it was like, okay, this is where you got to make your bread now. I mean, do you still feel like this is where you're going to make a name for yourself in spring ball?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is where you get your name out there for sure. Like this is where they make like the first like really roster type of like you know, so like the depth charts. So you know, just go out there. I'm just trying to go out there and do my best and trying to earn myself a name, a name for myself for sure.
So you're not scared, are you?
No, I'm not scared. Well, a little bit, but like
I'm not scared. That may have been a bad word to use.
No, there's a little bit of like self pressure, like self-made pressure for myself because I've been building this up and.
It's what you want.
Know, it is. It's what you want at the end of the day, and it's like either like make or break most of the time. So, you know, it's really what I need to get.
Okay. Now I want to ask you this because like so much has changed from when I was in school. Like the things that you guys have available to you. Do you feel like I guess my question is, what's the toughest thing of being an athlete and being a student at a university? Like, what do you find? Like, if you could go back and talk to day one Dominic, like, what advice would you give day one Dominic?
Really, like, there's a lot of distractions out there, like for sure. Especially like going to school at U of A. You know, you got a lot of distractions in general. So
partying, girls. Oh, no, it's okay. You just go ahead and say it.
No, yeah,
I've been down there. I've seen the stands.
Yeah, so you know, a lot of distractions and like really just you just gotta like stay within yourself. You gotta do what you did, like do what you say to yourself, like keep your goals in mind. Like it's really hard to like stay focused, you know. And especially the school, like, you know, you go out there, big university, like it's different from a small little high school. Yeah. So, you know.
Well, you didn't come from a small high school,
though.
So.
It was pretty big, but I think just like the work, like the school work, it takes a little bit getting used to for sure. So, and like balancing, like, because it's you're a lot more like dived into football. Like most of your time is like like football, like outside of school. So it's hard to like balance it at first, you know.
No. So it hasn't much changed then, because I remember my first year. So I give you young men a lot of credit because I've seen it and I've seen guys do well. And I just remember my first year, I needed to be redshirted, bro. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you.
Yeah.
Like you talk about those distractions, I was all in. I was head first into the distractions, like all the partying, the extracurriculars that come along with being a football player. Like I was 1,000% all in.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I think for me, I'd be sitting here lying and say, you know, if I didn't want to experience some like just college stuff, you know, you get there like first couple weeks, you know. You think you have all this time, and you know, and now it's springtime, and you know, after you redshirted, now it's just really like no more messing around type. You got clock's ticking, you got to pick it up. So I didn't really like they always say like, you know, oh, football's like coming to an end. Like they always used to say that like at some point it will, you know. Yeah. So and like recently it's been like, dang, like it's getting like already done with like first season, you know. So it just flies like that.
So how does that feel? Like, I mean, because I know for me, you know, when you're in the moment, you don't think about, oh, this is going to come to an end. You're like, oh, my God, I'm a freshman. Okay, I got redshirted. I got 4 more years. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, those 4 more years, you're like 2 more years, 1 more year. And you're like, dude, it's on me. And you know, even when it was in the NFL, it was like you feel like this is going to go on forever. But when you reach that point where you're like, damn, you know, body's hurting a little bit. I'm not moving as fast. And you start looking at the athletes that are out there. You're like, I don't even know if I can compete with these guys anymore, man. Because that was my big thing when I knew it was time for me to go. Because I'm just looking at the athletes around me. And, you know, 9 years NFL, you got 5 years of college, you know, however many years of Pop Warner in high school. That's a big toll on your body. Yeah. And so, you know, it's just funny when you say like when the road comes to an end, but you're still young, man. You like, wait, we have 3 years left? 4?
4.
Yeah, you got 4. So you got a great opportunity to make the best of that, man. That's great. That's crazy. I feel like an old man, bro, sitting here talking to you because I literally remember like little 6-year-old Dominic, and now I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm like, it's a grown man now. He's not a little boy anymore. So you're gonna feel like that when you talk about coaching that little team. You're gonna see some of those boys one day, and they're just gonna reach out to you and they're gonna call you coach. And it's like there's so many kids that I say so many. It was only like 15 of us, but they still call me coach. Like I think Chandler's mother. I'm gonna draw a blank right now. Anytime she talks to me, she's like coach, 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 and I'm like, I wonder if she knows my real name. Like, you've always been coach, but it's a great feeling though, man. Like, to be able to touch these kids' lives and to be like, man, I was one of the first people that helped them fall in love with football and to guide them down that road. And when you see those little guys making it big, and it's such an impact to see have their role model sitting here as a coach. Like, I'm talking to a U of A football player. I want to go to U of A. Like, what it does for them is just absolutely amazing. Do you see that impact when you're out there with them?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like after the games, like some of the kids will like come around, ask you to sign a jersey or a little football, you know. And it's like, dang, like it's so cool how they look up to you and like how much of an impact you have. Like, it's really my first experience of that, like impacting like other people's lives like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm just out here playing football, and like meanwhile, these kids are looking up to me. Like, it's really cool.
You don't realize the effects you have on them, because, like you said, you're playing football, you're in the moment, and to you, you're like, I'm just Dominic. Like, what's the big deal? Like, you know, why are you making such a big deal? But to those kids, it's like, wow, I'm able to touch somebody or see and be a part of somebody that I never would have thought possible. Because for me, growing up, I would have lost my mind if I would have seen, you know, a Tar Heel football player at a camp. Like, I remember the first time I went to Chapel Hill in high school, and they had like one of those camps, and Mad Dog, which is the strength coach that was there, I remember seeing him, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, I was starstruck. Like, I was starstruck by these guys, and they're just like, dude, we're just football players. Like, no, you're not. You don't get it, man. You're bigger than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, the impact you have on our lives, man. So, look, we're coming close to cutting this off, but I just wanted to really thank you for coming in, brother, and just talking to me, man. It's like great to catch up with you again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. It's been a while since I talked to you, know, so.
I see you on social media and stuff, and I'm like, and even I'm just like, God, I want to reach out to him, be like, hey, man. So when I did it, I was like, hey, would you kind of be willing to come on? And you were like, yeah, cool. I was yay.
No, yeah, definitely. I've been watching it for a while, and I've always like seen. I was like, dang, like that's pretty cool. I didn't know you like everyone's getting a little podcast. I kind of like this one. I like the name. Like, it's got a good little ring to it. Have some cool people on here. I was like, you got something going on,
man. You make me feel good. I'm still cool, even though I'm almost 50.
Oh man,
but I appreciate you coming on, brother. I appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to The Route. Don't forget to subscribe and connect with us on socials for exclusive updates. We'll see you next week.